Listen to me.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me!
I've been quitting things all my life, and you know, I can't blame my parents for this totally, but I think part of it's just that I've been spoiled.
It's quite a big thing to be going out with a guy, or to like a guy, and sex, and I won't expand on that one, but alcohol also is quite important, like to our school.
I don't think I'd ever leave. I don't know, Saskatchewan is just so much space. A farm boy, I guess, at heart. The sunsets you can't find anywhere else in the world.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm making decisions as to what I'm going to be.
You know, for me, being a native is the best thing that can happen to me. It's important to know our language and our culture, the traditional way of life. You know, even me, I don't know much about it, and I want to learn.
Well, I think me and the youth of our society, the biggest thing we can contribute to the society is our vitality and our new ideas and our new vision.
At the moment, farmers are all going bankrupt. That's not really great, considering that I am one.
Rural youth tend to be more mature. That might be a biased opinion because I'm from a rural community, but I think a lot of times they're forced to grow up faster because they have to help out around home and that a lot more.
I think for me, the reason I want to leave Saskatchewan is more because I've lived here all my life and I'd like to go see other things.
The program you're about to watch is about you. Saskatchewan teenagers speaking out. Speaking out about their hopes, their visions.
My career, that would take me to Saskatchewan.
Their problems.
All everybody does here is get drunk.
And their solutions.
Tell them not to do that, and if they don't listen, show them that you mean business or something like that. Show them that you don't want them to touch that kind of stuff, because that stuff, you know, it screws your life up.
Last June, research revealed that Saskatchewan's youth wanted to be involved in speaking out. Speaking out about their concerns, frankly and openly.
A small town doesn't have the facilities that a city has or anything like that. People are closer together, so we socialize more, and with socializing comes drinking, unfortunately.
Get near the sun if it's low.
In response to that need, several teenagers from all over Saskatchewan were brought together for a training workshop at CBC Regina.
Looking stuff if you want it to happen.
Environment now,
to learn some interviewing techniques and to learn how to operate a VHS camera.
We're being nasty.
These students were recommended by teachers, school administrators, community leaders, coaches, and others.
What else makes Saskatchewan so special?
I think the people play a really
It was at this two-day workshop in July that these teenagers met for the first time.
They're going to manualize and try and open it up.
And they came from all over the province, large cities like Regina and Saskatoon, smaller cities like Moose Jaw, North Battleford, Yorkton, and Prince Albert, towns like East End, Lampman, and La Ronge. Others joined in from remote areas such as Stanley Mission in northern Saskatchewan, and still others from the farm.
Anyway, this is Nikki. She's from Saskatoon.
It didn't take very long for them to get to know each other. In a few short hours, they were friends. And they learned a few things, too.
Yeah, that's much better.
CBC staff provided all the training. First experiments with the equipment and interviewing left, well, some room for improvement.
Why do you feel mountains are so important to teenagers?
Well, I like mountains. I know a lot of people.
By the end of day 2, they were skilled and ready for the challenges ahead. So off they went, cameras in hand, and with a load of questions to ask their peers back home in their respective communities.
Would you come back?
after you've finished?
Yeah,
The result of this experiment is what you will witness tonight. Saskatchewan's youth speaking out.
That's the whole plan. I was back to sound part of Saskatchewan.
My name is Bill Wright. Well, as you've seen for the past several weeks, cameras have been cruising all over Saskatchewan. Cameras operated by teenagers who are interviewing other teenagers about subjects of interest to teenagers. And that's what the first 2 hours of tonight's program, Listen to Me, is all about. Saskatchewan youth speaking out. Now, the third hour this evening is also about youth. All over the province, Lions band organizations deal with young people. And tonight we focus on the pride of the Lions with a 60-minute salute to the 1990 European tour. That program is called Up, Up, and Away. Well, as you can see, the CBC Galleria here in Regina is crammed full of teenagers. Every one of them wants to say hi, Mom, so let's get it over with. And hi, Dad, too. And these teens are anxious to share their views and opinions of things which they have videotaped this summer. Now, as you can see, this room is filled with teens, and only teens, except for a couple of CBC crew members and myself. And we're not sure about me. But we are sure that these teens here have put a lot of work into covering these subjects, and after we see their videotaped items, we're going to come back here to the studio and discuss them live, openly and honestly. It's going to be very exciting and very entertaining. The program is called Listen to Me, Saskatchewan Youth Speak Out, and they'll do that right after this first commercial break.
Planning a trip out of Saskatchewan? Be protected wherever you go for emergency medical and hospital expenses. Call Group Medical Services and enroll in the Extend a Plan contract. Group Medical Services, looking after you and the ones you love.
People have to trust you and your credibility, and if you're not aware of the stories and the issues, well, then you lose that.
Join Holly Preston and Costa Marigas for the CBC NewsHour, weeknights at 6.
Wednesday on the afternoon edition, I'll talk to a principal dancer with Le Grand Ballet Canadien. Andrea Boardman is dancing the role of Giselle this weekend in Saskatoon and Regina. Join me on CBC Radio 4 till 6.
My mom turned me on to these neat fish sticks called Highliner. They're awesome tasting, okay? I like my Highlander fish sticks with ketchup or fries or corn or nothing, because they're fun to eat. Hey, they're cool tasting. They're cool for your bod.
I like having fish sticks because they're the best.
You'll find a cool neon wristband free inside specially marked packages. You can collect all 4.
Hooked on Highliner. You're leaving on a holiday. Did you remember to purchase your out-of-province health coverage? It's not too late. Call Group Medical Services for the benefits included in the Extend a Plan contract and peace of mind protection. Group Medical Services, looking after you and the ones you love.
Welcome back, everyone, to the program Listen to Me. Our first subject this evening is families and relationships. Now, there's a lot of good and not so good about families. Love, marriage, having children, divorce. We're going to cover a lot of things like that. TV networks have been struggling for years to come up with the perfect or not perfect family, and they've come up with some pretty wacky combinations.
Nobody else can tell you.
Well, every family isn't totally perfect, but I feel very comfortable with my family.
Sure, my parents are pretty good. I'd call them
Not perfect, but pretty close.
So in your eyes, what would be a perfect family? A family that doesn't drink, or?
Yeah, family doesn't drink and go to church every day and spend time together.
I don't think any family is perfect, because if it was, you'd never leave them.
Perfect family. Rich dad, mother who stays home, a brother, and a sister.
Okay, do you have that perfect family?
No.
Love, peace, and everything. What's going on in your life? I get along with my parents really well. It doesn't, you know, they're very open. I think you have to have a lot of love in your family. I'm not real love, peace, and everything person, but I think it helps.
I would have to say I don't get along very well with them right now. I'm at a point in my life where I'm making decisions as to what I'm going to be, and they've already been at this point, and they've realized that some of their choices weren't the right choices, so they're trying to make me, I don't know if you'd say more aware, but sometimes it almost feels like they're trying to force choices on me.
They have a tendency to want to know all the time who exactly my friends are. They complain that they don't know my friends well enough. They get upset because my friends, they're either too much older than me or they're all boys.
You can't really reason with my dad or my mom. My mom you can, kinda. My dad's hard to reason with, right?
It's almost painful sometimes to see how much they try just to you know, get along and to relate. Because our relationship has changed a lot since, you know, I was like 10 years old. And we're both trying to get used to it. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. But usually they're always there.
You picture me going to Dad, talking about sex. I should say not.
We're the future generation that are going to be parents, so maybe we should start discussing and talking more about how you would, if somebody came up to you and asked you questions about this, and teach you how to deal with it, and maybe that'll help you in turn, and then when you're a parent, it'll help you that way, and you'll be knowledgeable to know to talk to your kids.
You're all in it together. He's got to be a buddy. What about marriage?
Sucks.
You say that.
Well, I just don't, right now, not for me.
I think it depends on the person, and if it's right for you and how well you're able to support yourself at that time.
What about marriage?
No. I don't think so. Not for a long time.
Other people may want to try or get married, but I don't.
Eventually I will be getting married. It's a long way off in the future because I kind of refuse to get married until I get a proper education and get onto the job market.
What about marriage? Is it for you?
Yep, in a few years.
If you want to spend the rest of your life with that person, it's a commitment that has to be thought about a lot before you do it. But I think that anything's worth a try once anyway, so.
They've given me a pretty positive outlook on life. I think I'd be an okay parent. I'm looking forward to being a parent and raising my own children. And although I say sometimes now that I'll never do that or say that to my child, I'm sure that I will do the same things my parents did with me.
Like, obviously nobody can tell you how to be a parent, but there are some valuable lessons that some people just have to learn the hard way.
I would keep the rules the same from one child to the next. Like, I wasn't allowed to leave till I was 16. My sister was going out on her own when she was 14. I had to have a license, I had my vehicle before I could go take and leave and go out on my own. My sister can go to, actually she was 13 when she started going out over to her friends and staying out, and my parents would never let me do things like that.
What kind of things do you want to teach your children that you feel you have not been taught?
Sex. I want to be able to talk to them about that. And I want them to know they can always come to me with any of their problems. Stuff like that. No matter what.
What kind of things, say you get married, what kind of things are you going to do differently that your parents did not do? don't know. Try not to get divorced like my parents, I guess.
They're both trying to be better parents than the other one. They were divorced when I was about 2 years old, and my mother lives in Prince Albert, so I never really see them together or interact with them together. And I think possibly one of the reasons why I do get along with them so well is they're both trying to be better parents than the other one.
What do you think of marriage?
I think it sucks.
You don't like marriage?
No.
Why?
Because nowadays you're married for about a week and then you're divorced.
Your parents still married?
No.
They divorced?
Yeah, they got divorced when I was 8.
Either of them remarry?
Both of them did.
How are those ones going?
Oh, okay, I guess.
It really hurt for a while, but after a little bit, it doesn't hurt as much, really. How did you deal with the divorce? I guess cried a lot. I don't know. Took my frustrations out on other people. I know I shouldn't have, but...
Were you angry?
Yeah.
Did you feel like they should have done something, they should have tried harder?
Yeah. They should have.
How about you, Corey? What do you think? You agree with your sister?
Pretty much. The thing is, true love is really hard to find these days because so many people are brought up on different concepts of love and what they think love is. That's why marriage ends in divorce.
All right, there we go. We found out a little bit about the family. I want to ask Heather here. Heather, you're from Regina. What do you think about the traditional family? A mom, a dad, 2.3 kids, and a dog. Do you think the traditional family is on the way out or on the way back?
Well, I like to think that it's here to stay, but, you know, I think with the, you know, just things happening in the future, I don't think so. No, I don't think,
How about yourself? Would you prefer that?
Oh, definitely, yeah, but, I mean, it just doesn't work that way.
Doesn't seem to be working that way. How about anybody else here? Anyone with a notion about single-parent families? A lot of those these days. How about up there?
Okay, well, my opinion on this is that, well, I'm not from a single-parent family. I'm from I have both my parents, but I can see it being more and more part of the future. More people being single parents and with two parents.
Has anybody got a notion of what they think the future family should be? Let's say the year 2000, 10 years from now, many of you people may be married, may have kids of your own family. Has anybody got a notion of what the year 2000, what should families be like?
Well, I would think that that families should, the children should respect their elders and also help them to help out to figure out the problems as they grow up with.
Okay, someone else. How about over here in the corner? You got a comment about the traditional families?
A lot of things have changed, like over the time and everything. These are modern times. Things are moving real fast, and well, something has to bend somewhere.
How many people here think that marriage is important? Someone said in that clip, I think the expression was, "Marriage sucks." Do you people think marriage is important anymore? How important is it? Okay, we got someone over here, section A.
Well, I think that marriage is important, but I think that you have to, well, nowadays it's that everybody's always on the go. The kids are going everywhere. Nobody has time to spend time with their kids anymore. And I think in order to build a good relationship with your children and understand them and your spouse, you have to spend time, quality time, and I think marriage is important. It keeps the society together, brings it all around.
Okay, we've got a few folks here that want to talk about this and some folks that don't want to talk about this. There's going to be lots of opportunity to express your opinions as the evening progresses. After this quick break, our next item is going to deal with teen pressures, alcohol, drinking, sex. Going to be interesting, so don't go away. Saskatchewan's youth continue to speak out.
these neat fish sticks called Highliner. They're awesome tasting, okay? I like my Highlander fish sticks with ketchup or fries or corn or nothing, 'cause they're fun to eat.
Hey, they're cool tasting. They're cool for your bod.
I like having fish sticks 'cause they're the best.
You'll find a cool neon wristband free inside specially marked packages. You can collect all 4.
Hooked on Highliner.
For one performance only, Le Grand Ballet Canadien invites you to experience a passion that mere words cannot explain. Giselle, one of the most celebrated ballets of the classical repertoire, and one of the most brilliant achievements of the Romantic era. Giselle, a classical tale of fatal love. Giselle, by Le Grand Ballet Canadien, a performance that goes beyond words by dancers whose reputation goes without saying. Be part of the fantasy at the Saskatchewan Centre of the Arts, Saturday, September 22nd. Tickets now available at Centre box offices.
Thursday.
This is where we live. We've fought over it, conquered and exploited it, as if there were no limits to what we could do to this place.
Prince Charles examines the delicate state of our world's environment in his documentary, The Earth in Balance.
It has become apparent to me that we need to redevelop our vision of the Earth.
Adrian Clarkson presents The Earth in Balance, Thursday.
Okay, our next item is about pressures. Lots of us have pressures and concerns, and teenagers are no exception. They have to deal with peer pressure, pressure to drink or not to drink, drinking and driving, money, parents, sex, lots of pressures. Here's what the teenagers have to say.
I think my biggest worry is more likely fitting in and finding a group of friends that I can rely on.
Friendship, humor. Got to have a good humor to have a friendship. And same interests, really.
Someone that you can talk to all the time, tell your problems to. Somebody that you can trust with your secrets and have a lot of fun with and never be bored.
I can talk to my parents, but there are certain things, you know, that you don't want to really talk about to them. And your friends understand more because they're in the same situation a lot of the time.
Someone you could trust, someone that's honest, someone that you could tell anything and you wouldn't have to worry about them telling someone else.
How about you, Lisa?
Someone makes you laugh a lot. Yeah.
Think that's important?
Yeah, and someone you can trust for sure.
Okay. And Chris, or Sherry?
Someone you can trust and have fun with and have lots in common with so that you don't get bored of each other.
And usually, though, your friends stand by you in that. Like, they won't, if they're really good friends, they won't pressure you to do something you don't believe in, like drugs and that.
So I think we're dealing with a lot more peer pressure, drugs, alcohol, and all those things just seem to be getting a little bit worse.
I try not to let it affect me too much because, you know, if you try to be what someone else wants you to be, then you can't be what you want to be.
I don't think peer pressure will ever go away. I mean, you're always going to have the drugs and you're always going to have the alcohol. I mean, I think teens are acting more responsible than, let's say, 20 years ago or whatever. But I still think that there will always be peer pressure. For some people, it's very important what you wear, and they really fall for the trends, but I like wearing what I like to wear, and I don't let my friends make my opinions for me.
Everybody drinks, everybody does drugs. Not everybody does, but they think it does, and they talk like everybody does. So it's hard to, deny it. It's hard to sort of get out of that because you want to be accepted.
Because if you have no self-esteem, you can be talked into anything.
Actually, right now, there's not much to do to pass my time. Biking, you know, trying to get out and walking around, but because I'm not of age, there's only so much you can do after 10 o'clock in the evening, which is like going to restaurants, meeting friends, and, you know, having coffee or whatever.
It's boring. There's nothing to do. You can really easily solve that by getting into sport, getting into something that you like, and then that'll be solved.
It is hard to find stuff to do like after 10 o'clock in Saskatchewan. You see people cruising 8th Street and sitting up there in their cars doing nothing but talking, but they have nothing else to do. In rural Saskatchewan, there's not much for kids to do. In fact, there's absolutely nothing. They go to school, they come home, they're either on the farm or in the town. The towns don't offer anything for the kids.
A small town doesn't have the facilities that a city has or anything like that. People are closer together, so we socialize more, and with socializing comes drinking, unfortunately, and with that, I guess we do a lot of it.
Our age, if not all of them, will have the odd beer. Almost all of them go to a party, if there is one.
I'm not really drinking. That doesn't really interest me at all.
I hate to say it, but a party, it usually consists of alcohol.
No, definitely not. You don't need alcohol to have fun.
It's sad that we have to go out and find someplace, find something to do, and then say, well, there's nothing to do, so let's get drunk.
I think that drinking in teenagers is really overrated because people my age who drink, a lot of them drink because their parents drank when they were children, and they would see their parents drinking and having fun, and now they drink because they learned that at a young age that drinking and fun go together.
Puts you on a high, takes your mind off of all your problems. But then when you come down, your problems are still there.
A lot of my friends drink a lot, but they're really wising up to the, like, driving and that. They don't do that. Some of them do, but my friends and I that are involved in SAD are really trying to stop that, and we're helping them a lot. A lot of our friends have realized, like, drinking and driving is stupid and they're not going to do it.
I think the best thing that can be done with problems such as alcoholism, drinking and driving, and the like, the best thing you can do is to educate the students about what's going on.
Get up, get busy, do it, get up and move that body. Get up, people, now get down to it, before the night is over. Get up, get busy, do it, I want to see you party. Get up, people, now get down to it, before the night is over.
Kids these days don't know how to deal with their own emotions, especially around the issue which tends to be rather touchy, like sexuality.
It's hard to believe that there's still girls who are young that don't want to get pregnant, that do get pregnant. And that's a problem. I'm not sure when they're given all this information how it can happen, but it does, and I'm not sure where that problem comes from.
We have a small school, and there's, over the past about 5 years, there's been more pregnancies there than in any other high school in Moose Jaw.
My mom didn't tell me a darn thing.
Do you resent her for that?
No.
No.
How come?
Because I would feel comfortable talking to her with that.
It's easier learning in school. That's what teachers tell you. It's too hard to get a discussion going on the emotions of how you feel, because that's very personal. And I don't want all the 30 people in my class to know how I feel when I'm with my boyfriend or something like that. So I think that may just be a part of life that you have to live through when you're a teenager and figure it out yourself. And talk, if you want to talk about that more, talk on an individual basis to the teacher, counselor, your parents, things like that.
What they teach you in sex education is tubing. Like, you learn the plumbing of the human body when it comes to sexuality. They don't teach you how to deal with your feelings. They don't teach you how to deal with other people. They teach you how to say no or when to say yes or, you know, really concrete things. And sexuality just isn't concrete. There are so many ifs, there's so many buts, there's so many maybes, and it's really up to everyone to decide for themselves. But the education system just doesn't teach them how to decide for themselves. It teaches them what goes where, and it just about stops there.
Okay, covered a lot of ground in that segment. Things like pressure from your peers, pressure to drink, pressure related to sex, and also money. Certainly the thing with dress, you know, you got to dress cool like everyone else. Apparently I'm the only one that didn't get the red shirts. I want to run over here to Ann in Saskatoon. Ann, I'm curious to know about pressures related to drinking and drugs. Have you got a comment about that?
Well, I think kids that go to drink and do drugs, it's not that they're being pressured, it's just that they want to do it. Peer pressure, they ain't twisting their arm and stuffing it down their throat.
Do you think
it's their choice.
Do you think it's cool to do it and they want to be accepted by their peers, or do you think that has nothing to do with it?
That has nothing to do with it. It's just that, as the one girl on TV said, it's just the way that they seen it when they were younger and how their parents did it. It all matters. Alcohol and drugs go with fun.
Okay, how many people think alcohol and drugs are a part of fun and that's necessary? Yes? No? No. Okay, kind of a mixed reaction. How about over here in North Battleford? What do you think about it? Oh, sorry, up here? Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I think that when you're at a party or something, lots of people are hammered or drunk, it's kind of funny. I like just watching them because they're making a complete fool of themselves. So I don't think like you have to be drinking to have a good time. It may go with it, but I have more fun watching people make a fool of themselves than making a fool of myself.
So it might be that it's sort of a spectator sport, almost. What about peer group pressure? Do you feel peer group pressure?
Well, I just want to say, at my friend's birthday party, she asked me to smoke and drink, and I said no, and she kept forcing me to, and I still said no, and she's only 13.
So is she still your friend?
No.
Okay, so maybe she's not she didn't stay a friend because of that peer group pressure. How about over here? What do you think, Jonathan?
Well, I think peer pressure is always going to be there. If it's not one thing, it's going to be another. But I find when it comes to drinking, if you just say I don't want to drink, well, people don't think too much of it, and if they do, they're really not your friends.
Okay. What about the future? Do you people think that these types of pressures are going to be here in the year 2000? 10 years from now, do you think it will still exist, that there will be pressure to drink, pressure to be part of the crowd, pressure to be like everyone else? What do you think up there?
It was there 2,000 years ago, and it's going to be here in the 2,000 years ahead. There's no stopping it.
It's just a part of what people are, and they get together in groups?
Well, kids think they're really cool, and, you know, it's part of the crowd. And then the drinking and the drugs lead to depression, being down, and then being down and depression leads to suicide, and then your friends wonder why you kill yourself.
Does anybody think there's an end to this vicious circle? Who's got a solution? What are we going to do if we want to change pressures? Way up here in the pink corner section there, in corner of section A, what do you think?
What I was going to say is that because the pregnancy rate is so high and everyone drinks, it's because there's nothing else better to do in here in Saskatchewan.
Okay, that's a good point. How about way over here in the green hat here, section C? Go ahead.
Okay, I think that it's always going to be here. Like, there's always going to be drinking, so what we have to do is just learn to control it. Like, we're never going to get rid of it totally, so what we have to do is, like, take it responsibly. Like, don't overdo it. I think that's what we have to do.
So it's okay, but keep it under control, sort of in moderation. What do you think about teen pressures?
Well, actually, I have a solution to the problem.
Okay.
It's just a matter of getting around with the people who believe in the same thing as you are. Like for us, for instance, we're Regina's Youth Pride, and we're drug-free, and we have a great time. We just go out, we have lots of fun, and we promote our healthy lifestyle, and we try to help the youth of Regina and Saskatchewan and Canada, you know, live to be drug-free. It's the way to be.
And okay, you sound excited. Probably the only peer pressure here is to wear the same shirts. I think they're really big on fashion here. Okay, quickly, the number one spectator sport in Saskatchewan is swimming. Wrong. The number one sport is cross-country skiing. Wrong. The number one spectator sport for teens is party, party, party.
1, 2, 3. Party!
Party.
Well, parties.
Party. Party? Yeah. Party.
I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Oh,
Let's party!
Party.
Party up for a while.
I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars.
Well, some of the parties are pretty good.
We'll take you to a party. You can get all the tape you want.
Look out on the street now. The party's just beginning. The music's playing. A celebration starting.
Yahoo! It's showtime! Hey, annoying hombres making you do stuff you hate? Don't lose your head. Make them history.
Did you see that? Well, now watch this.
Now watch this! A double team! Now a double scare! Nobody beats me. Each sold separately. So when you want to scare somebody, give me a call.
Beetlejuice! 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 I know. We were the last ones to leave after that big concert. Someday, I'm going to be a rock star.
Don't wait for someday! Rock right now! With Sun-Kissed Fun Fruits Rock and Roll Shapes. The fruit snack made with real fruit in the coolest of shapes. Guitars, keyboards, and saxophones. Fun Fruits Rock and Roll Shapes. If they don't rock you, nothing will.
You can see details inside specially marked boxes on how you can join the Sun-Kissed Fun Fruits Wild Things Club.
Farrah Fawcett, star of Extremities, The Burning Bed, now in her most challenging role.
Somebody just shot my kid.
Who on earth would fire a gun at 3 small children?
I want you to be a daddy. I just want you to love me.
Farrah Fawcett as Diane Downs.
Deviant sociopath.
A chilling true story
Do you want to tell us what happened?
of passion
I gave up everything for him.
and murder.
I can't.
Small Sacrifices starts Friday.
Band. Right.
Who says band's not cool?
St. John's Music for all your back-to-school rentals.
Okay, welcome back. The program is Listen to Me, and we're having a good time here in the... Ooh, I got some bad news. All you guys sitting in the blue section, the paint's still wet. The paint's still wet. Sorry about that. Anyway, the average teenager sleeps about a third of the time, but aside from sleep and school, homework, and holidays, what exactly do teens in this province do?
It's got a good beat and it's got a meaning to it. If you don't play the accordion, it's hard to get a start in your music situation.
I am sure.
I basically say if you don't like it, don't listen to it.
Totally. I like R&B, also Etheridge. I
But I think it's up to the teenagers' own right to listen to what they want. Some stuff should be banned.
My spare time, I enjoy spending time with my girlfriend.
There's Broadway cruising. Sing, sit there.
I go to the hockey games here, but that's about it.
I can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give an answer that you want me to.
Well, in the winter, the rink's open, so there's like hockey and figure skating and curling for a lot of people.
In Prince Albert, most people go up to the lake.
When I talk to God, I know and understand. He says, sit by me, and I'll be your guiding hand. Don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give an answer that you want me to.
The thing that really bugs me now, these kids, nothing to do, we go to the bar, get drunk, whatever.
I swim. I'm a swimmer by nature.
I volunteer my time at Saskatchewan Downtown Youth Center.
The only thing that we can do is curl.
Because there's nothing for us teenagers to do. We have to go like cruising down Main Street.
Now we're really close to the lakes, so we go up to the lakes and stuff like that. And now too, we're a bar age too, and that's where a lot of people go.
People never realize, but we have golfers, we have hockey players. I could get a hockey team.
Yeah, hockey is a big thing.
I skate, dance, swim, read. I sometimes like piano.
If everything's happening in town, you have to take that money to drive to town.
Yeah, there's lots of things if you want to find things to do.
Party.
I can't help about the shape I'm in. I can't sing, I ain't pretty, and my legs are thin. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give an answer that you want me to. When I talk to God, I know and understand. He says, sit by me, and I'll be your guiding hand. But don't ask me what I think of you. I might not give an answer that you want me to.
Like, you see people sitting uptown at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you have to wonder, like, what are you doing, you know?
Totally.
Griffin's a dead town for a teenager. Not much happens here. It's good in the fact that everyone knows everyone, and if the rare occasion happens that someone has a party, then you can usually get into it.
They cruise, they go to parties, well, there's not a lot.
Oh yeah, in a town like Weyburn, you have to go out and find something to do.
Totally! Okay, is that what you teens here do? I'm sitting with some folks here from Yorkton. What do you guys like to do?
Football, baseball, and then from that we just like go cruising, go to A&W for coffee, and then go to a party.
What do you guys do?
Come to Regina, Rider games, hockey games.
Yeah, same.
Party.
Have fun. Okay, I'm going to run over here to, I think it's Melanie from Regina. Melanie, what do you and your friends like to do?
Oh, we like to go to dances, because that's where people go to dance and have fun. That's where your friends are.
So you do a lot of things with your friends at school?
Yeah.
School friends, that's sort of who you socialize with? How about you guys over here? What do you guys like to do?
Well, mostly we just like go to McDonald's, well in PA anyways, we just go to McDonald's and sit around, but then we always mostly end up going out to the Red, and it's like the party place of PA, and our parents are always, where'd you go, what'd you do, and everything else, and they never really ask us if we had a good time. They just want to get on our case about what we did wrong and everything else.
Okay, that seems to be a general notion that we found in a lot of the clips, that maybe what the teens like to do isn't necessarily what the parents want to do. We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to discuss the skillful use of blunt instruments. That's politics, when Saskatchewan's youth continue to speak out right after this.
Two in the bathtub is more fun than one. You wash your hair, I wash mine too. No other doll makes me feel like you do.
She's Rub-a-Dub-Dolly. When you wash your hair and tummy, bath time's lots more fun.
Rub-a-dub-dolly, I love you.
Rub-a-Dub Dolly comes with her own outfit and bath brush, new from the Ideal Nursery.
It was another true blue day.
Knock, knock.
Huh?
Knock the phone, the door.
Oh.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Blue.
Blue who?
Don't cry, we're back. Your old pals, Blue Smarties.
I found one. You'll find Blue Smarties too, inside the Smarties box. There.
We're here.
Where?
Inside the box.
Right, with news about my excellent new Inspector Smarty Club.
Excellent, Inspector.
Hi, this is Stu Jeffries. I want you to join me this Friday for a power-packed 60 minutes on GRT. We have videos with and interviews by the incredible Paul McCartney. We'll also talk with Bad Company, and Barney Bento pops by to talk about his latest album. New videos include the latest from INXS, a little Suicide Blonde for you, the Jeff Healey Band with the Beatles rendition of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, and Slaughter. We'll have the Young Guns 2 trivia winners, as well as the top 20 singles and CD album countdown and cross-Canada concert listings this week on Good Rockin' Tonight.
Whether your needs are short or long, big or small, the Prime Time Prime Loan from Sherwood Credit Union is right for you. Prime rate personal loans for cars, boats, appliances, renovations, or anything else. And Sherwood Credit Union pre-authorized loans let you apply before you buy. So if you're looking for a prime rate personal loan that fits your needs, ask for a Prime Time Prime Loan at Sherwood Credit Union. Call 780-1666.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm sitting in the CBC gallery with some folks that have come down from Stanley Mission in northern Saskatchewan. Thanks a lot for being here and being part of our audience. Our next segment deals with the subject of politics, and when these teens pointed cameras and asked pointed questions to other teens about politics, well, the answers were swift and strong. These teens take politics quite seriously, and they suggest politicians should do the same with teens.
The politics here.
The government itself is doing the best job they can.
I think people don't take young people seriously, you know, and there's a lot, the young people have a lot of good ideas, believe it or not, and, you know, I think they should listen more.
The first thing I would try to do is try to get the federal government help on interest rates and dealing with the Bank of Canada, because sure, inflation is a problem in Ontario, but in like all of Western Canada, things like inflation aren't a problem here.
Politics is too corrupt. Like, you know, it needs to go back to the grassroots days when like you had to campaign, you just have to show your face on TV.
That's true, yeah.
You had to have a platform.
Good old days of John McDonnell.
I think the government right now are too wrapped up in the situations. They're not getting down to the people's point of view and seeing what they're thinking about the situations, such as, well, Meech Lake.
It's true, Meech Lake was news, but it wasn't like, oh my God, Quebec's going to separate. You know, it wasn't like that.
What do you think about your premier's stand with Meech Lake?
Don't ask me this.
I think this government is terrible, but I think that any government in this system would be. That, like, not that democracy is bad, but that you can't really get things done.
I think it's a good idea for our premier that he got involved a lot in the Meech Lake Accord, no matter what side you're on.
But if they want to be a distinct society, so then the Ukrainians here want to be a distinct society, and the natives want to be a distinct society, so everybody's distinct.
I think that we've got to try subsidizing wheat, because right now wheat costs about the same as it did in 1940 or even less, and that's not a good story if we're going to keep our farm economy going.
If I was in government, I would try and find out what the people wanted, not necessarily what I wanted, but what the people were standing for. Because that's what a government should be, is they represent the people.
Even if we change political parties, we won't get around the corruption that we see today. and the lack of concern for what the people really think. It's fine for the opposition party to say, oh yes, we would change things, but it would still be the same story.
Well, in our town alone, there's, I bet you 9 businesses that closed the last year, over the last 2 years. That tells you one thing.
If I was premier? Yeah. Well, I'd probably try to get a lot more people to stay in the province, but that's easy enough for me to say, so.
More people move out of the province each year than enter the province, and that's causing a lot of unemployment because places are shutting down, and people go out of work every day.
BC.
Why?
Well, it's just a nicer place to live. I mean, the economy isn't so much based on farming. There's more people, more to do, more educational opportunities, more jobs.
Well, during school, I went looking for a part-time job, and I found one within a week. I didn't have any problems getting a job that way. But it's not a job that I can build on. It is only part-time. It won't become anything more than that.
For quite a while now, I had been looking for full-time work. And basically the only thing that a high school graduate can get without anything like a degree or a couple years of university is, you know, shuffling hamburgers.
How could it be better? Well, I think that if people were more secure about their province, people wouldn't have to leave to try and find work. If people liked it, if there were more, there's a sense of pride in where you lived and things like that, it would be easier to say that you like Saskatchewan better.
Okay, we're talking politics and government. Joining me here is David Mitchell. David's from Moose Jaw, and for now you're going to be Premier David Mitchell. So figure this out. What would you do if you could make changes with government?
Well, I'd be more honest with the farmers.
Honest?
Yeah, and I'd try and help them more because they are the major income for Saskatchewan.
How are you going to be more honest?
Well, I'd help them more, and I would
Giving them money?
Yeah, and tell them what I'm planning to do and all that.
You're going to tell people what you're going to do ahead of time and then do it?
Yeah, so they have a chance to react and all that.
Okay, let me come over here. You guys are the government. Fix us up. Teenagers are going to offer the solution, so what is it?
Right now, I'd be more concerned with the views of the people than what the government needs, but I'd be more concerned with what the people want and how they feel about what's going on.
Do you think there's too much politics and not enough government? They're more concerned with politics than helping people?
Actually, I don't think that the government's concerned with helping Canada that much right now.
How about Saskatchewan? Think about Saskatchewan. What would you do, what would any of you folks do if you could change things and you're the government? What would you do?
I think that we're really digging our own grave with all the debt that we're in, and I think if we started to diversify a bit in different areas other than wheat, we could maybe try somehow or start to get ourselves out of the hole.
Okay, so you think we should diversify and try to expand beyond just the agricultural stuff? Okay, what about way up here in the top corner? What would you do if you were the premier?
Well, first off, I think, number one, our premiers and all our politicians, they've got to be a lot more honest with us. I mean, let's talk about Grant Devine for just 1 minute. When he came into office, almost 12 years ago, he promised us revoking of the provincial sales tax. Now, the provincial sales tax, Mr. Devine, since you came in, it's gone up 2%. And you're voting in favor of another 7%. You told us when you took away the gas tax rebate, you told us that it would be going to help the farmers. The farmers' money's been cut back. It hasn't gone up any.
Okay, Sean, you don't like that guy. What would you do? How would you change things?
Well, first off, he's got to be, number one, I'd be a little more honest with the people.
Okay, let's hold it at that. A lot of people said honest. That seems to help out. How about over here? What would you do? You're in charge. A positive answer to the problems.
All right. I agree with the economic diversification. I think we should pursue that. However, at a long-term situation, I see that the baseline of government, being instituted in the 40s, late 40s, we're going to have to rip down the old foundation because it's rotting. We're going to have to You know, I don't know what it's going to take, maybe the year 3000 before this foundation is rebuilt on a solid...
Fresh start?
Something solid, because what we have is decaying. And
okay, and young people could be the answer to that.
I believe so. That's where the seed is being planted today.
And hopefully it isn't going to take 1,000 years. Is there something young people could know or hold on to now? How are they going to feel better about things? How do you think we're going to feel better if we're decaying now?
Well, you know, with programs like this, for example, talking to the youth of today, I mean, the seed is planted. It will grow if it nurtured, you know. So I really like this.
Okay, that's great. We got to cruise along here. One of the things young people are going to have to deal with, they're dealing with it right now, and that is the environment. We'll address that issue and many more as Saskatchewan's youth continue to speak out right after this.
There's nothing happening. That's it. Nothing. Bubbles? Bubbles of nothing? In milk chocolate. Arrow. It's an arrow bar. Oh, half an arrow? Oh, less than nothing. Nothing squared. Oh, better than nothing. If nothing fits. What? Wear it. Here comes nothing. Stop it, nothing. Whoa. Nothing comes of nothing. Oh, no. Nothing lasts forever. Right. Thanks for nothing. Arrow. Nothing that's really something. Enough binging already.
George Fox's New Country. Starring this year's winner for Best Male Country Vocalist, George Fox. With his special guests, Highway 101. And the award-winning Michelle Wright. Canada's hottest new country star in his first television special. George Fox's New Country coming to CBC and you Saturday at 8 p.m., 8:30 in Newfoundland.
He's a cowboy, soldier, circus act, barroom brawler. No actor has matched Clint Eastwood's powerful film presence. And now the Columbia House Video Library makes it possible to bring the Eastwood film collection into your home. Start your collection with a special 2-volume video cassette, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, for just $4.95. The Man with No Name Western. Then every 4 to 6 weeks, you can examine and own others like Sudden Impact.
You're a legend in your own mind.
The Deadpool.
You want to play the game? You better know the rules, love.
Dirty Harry.
Now you know why they call me Dirty Harry. Every dirty job that comes along.
Even City Heat.
Everything all right? All right for me. Not so good for him.
To get your first video cassette, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, for just $4.95, have your credit card ready and call this number now, or mail check or money order to the address on your screen.
Go ahead. Make my day.
All right, ever since the Industrial Revolution, we've been treating our planet like a big garbage can. And like most garbage cans, this one's starting to fill up. Unfortunately, we've got no place to dump it. So we're going to have to make some decisions here. And if we want to continue to call this planet home, then we're going to have to do some things differently.
We're planning on lobbying City Hall at the end of August regarding their decision not to get a blue box recycling campaign going on here, and we're pretty mad about that. Actually, we think that they should do it for the environment and also for the city.
I'd also like to see a blue box program installed and a recycling program put into effect.
If the government went on a big ad campaign and sent pamphlets to all households and let everybody know that there is a recycling place where it is, what we can do, then that would be a great asset to the province, and everybody would be aware of it.
Well, our government's not doing much.
Well, there's only so much the government can do. They have other problems too. I mean, if you're so concerned, Adi.
Yeah, and it's not just up to the government, it's up to the people.
There's so much land, so few people, that they feel, yeah, we can throw this garbage out. There's always more space for a landfill.
if we keep on treating the environment the way we are, and I admit I'm guilty of it too, everybody is, well, basically everybody. Garbage is one way. I mean, look at the massive amounts we throw out every day.
See, this is what we're talking about. Melford Journal. Tourists. We got our local junk mail. And see, people don't... Come here. Get a close-up of this. Look at all this garbage. This is sick stuff.
Why don't people pick up their wrapping papers from their gum and stuff? It's really stupid.
Educate. This is the best way, I guess. Starting with the youth. Anything that's not environmentally friendly now has got an environmentally friendly alternative that can make money for somebody.
I think industry has come up with some good ideas, but the industry isn't going to go the distance until the public does.
Well, I think if we quit buying stuff, the companies will quit making it. I mean, that's the way it works.
There's a lot of products they can take off the shelf, and there's a lot of stuff they can do.
Like what?
Let's see.
I think when you say take them off the shelf, yeah, but in a way, no, because it's not like we have to have hairspray to survive.
Even if we just look around, you know, in the city and stuff and see a lot of garbage, we're a lot cleaner than a lot of cities and towns and stuff, and we take that for granted a lot. And I think if we just keep Saskatchewan the way it is, we can attract, you know, in 10 years we can attract thousands of tourists just to see a place without nuclear reactors, you know, and clean rivers and trees. Trees. There you go.
I don't know.
We have trees. Come to Saskatchewan.
Okay, there's a nice picture of the Besborough Hotel, the South Saskatchewan River in beautiful Saskatoon. You're from beautiful Saskatoon. How are we going to keep it beautiful environmentally?
Well, I think it's a matter of the consumers and what they do. I mean, the reality of the world is money makes the world go round, and companies are not going to change unless the consumers demand it, like not buying their products, and that it has to become eventually that. Not that for a company to have a product or say producing something, because if it's not environmentally friendly, that it will lose the money.
So money's going to make the difference, and that's how the industry will change. Okay, let's come over here to, I think Laura is up in the corner here from Regina. Laurel, how are we going to fix the environmental problems? What would you do?
We're starting to use environmentally friendly things, and people are starting to recycle, and I think we're cleaning up our act.
Okay, people are starting to clean up their act. What are you doing personally about the environment? Are you doing something today? Did you do something that was helpful?
Well, not necessarily me personally, but our school, like last year we had this major program where we planted trees in our school grounds, and we also went to Waccamaw Valley, this is Moose Jaw, Riverview Collegiate, and we planted about 25 or so trees there. And we also have recycle bins in all our classrooms. So whatever paper, we always recycle.
Okay, I think it's important that the school is doing that, but it's also important that we as individuals make a difference. Is there somebody over here, what did you do today that was environmentally helpful? Are you doing something yourself personally?
I'm not doing anything myself, but
Why not? Do you care about the environment?
I don't really think about it.
Okay. Do you think it'll get better by itself, or you got other things on your mind?
No, you probably have to work at it.
And you don't want to work at it?
I never really thought about it.
Okay, think about it right now. You're going to wake up tomorrow morning. What could you do? You've heard some different things. Have you got an idea of what you could just do as an individual?
Well, you'd have to use environmentally safe products, of course, but...
Do you write on both sides of paper at school?
Yeah.
In every little corner?
No.
Okay, well, that's the kinds of thing we're talking about. Somebody in the item mentioned, do we have to use hairspray? I mean, there's a bunch of things that our society does and our young people do that might be harmful. What do you think some of the answers to the environment is?
Well, you can't just rely on the consumers to do all the work. You got to have the government kick in also, because they're going to have to start banning certain of the products that are really harmful to the government, or to the environment.
Okay, I was talking to some young people today, and they mentioned that one thing we can do is ride bicycles rather than cars. But evidently it's going to be a big education process, and we're going to discuss the whole topic of education right after this quick break. Thanks for your help up there.
He's back in the all-new Super Mario 3. Nintendo, now you're playing with power.
Reach into a wonderland with Shell's Gold collection of well-loved tales. 10 classic stories, richly illustrated and beautifully bound. They're only 99 cents. With a 25-liter fill-up of Formula Shell Bronze, Formula Shell Silver, or Formula Shell Gold. Help support literacy in Canada with the Gold collection. And they'll all read happily ever after.
As a really busy person, my drive into Regina with CBC Radio in the morning gives me all of the information that I need, both personally and as a teacher. I use the weather forecast and local news stories to engage my students in discussion. And because I only have that 25 minutes, I know that CBC will give me what I need to know, and I only have to turn to one station. And I guess that's why I enjoy listening to CBC Radio.
So what high school do you go to?
Carleton in Prince Albert.
I love high school. Best 7 years of my life. Welcome back, everyone. Teens these days know quite a bit more about schools and education than a lot of people think. They know about teachers and administrators, teacher strikes, a lot of things like that. And one thing that they seem to keep bringing up is that education is the key to their future. And if teens were in charge of the future of education, things would be quite a bit different.
We are in a race between education and catastrophe.
The knowledge.
Education used to be only for those people who could afford it, and we, as a society, we like to think that we're back on a level where everyone can get the education they want, but we're not, because it's obvious through the quotas and the lack of government funding to the university that it's going to be back to the situation where if you don't have the money to go, you don't go.
I'm concerned more or less about the underfunding of the university that's been going on, and of course the requirements to get in going up and overcrowded classes. Not to mention a library, which I recall something about a past survey saying was rated one of the worst on North America.
They're funding it, but they're funding it more into the research area, not into the education part. So I think if they gave money into the education, then they would be able to build buildings to house education.
How many of you are considering attending post-secondary education, going to university? You all are?
Just pan.
I'm just going to do a big pan. Big pan. Okay. Do you see any major problems with that?
Money, lack of money.
Money?
Money.
Well, I have no education right now. For the past 7 or 8 years, I've been living on the streets, and right now I'm not too sure where my future is going. But I hope to get into a course which I can further and better my education, which I can get a better employment, and I'd like to get into something where I could help youths.
Our education system seems so much slack, like, you know, it's not as hard on us, like we get it really kind of easy.
My education here is just horrible. Like, ever since I've been growing up, in my different schools, they've had to take back programs. There hasn't been enough money for them or anything, and it makes, well, even extracurricular, like such as when the teachers' strike was on last year. Teachers aren't paid for those extracurricular activities that they lead, and that poses a problem for us.
They should teach the young kids about their culture, because nowadays their culture is TV.
Our education system teaches everybody to conform. Get an education, get a good job, work all your life to retire. But they're not telling them that there's going to be nothing to retire on. And they're not telling them that when you have a job, you can't get ahead anyways. You're just going to be stuck. It's a rut. The only difference between a rut and a grave is the dirt in your face, so...
Our teachers are frustrated right now, so the education system is kind of unbalanced. They're frustrated with their amount of pay they get, and so that may affect their ability to teach, their atmosphere in the classroom. I think they're just teaching us, they're not helping us learn. So that goes all the way up from elementary school to the university. And I think that has to change.
I think a teacher, their job just doesn't end at 3:30 when the bell rings. Like I think especially in high school, because a lot of, well, depending on the student's home life, it could be really screwed around at their house. And so I think the teachers who are caring to the student really support the student, help some of them get through. I think the other ones who say, well, I'm only here till then, and then you have to figure out your own problems, that's more like a business job. I mean, then they should be in a business somewhere.
In our school, they're starting to teach students about AIDS, but they're leaving it up to English teachers, etc., to teach students, and they shouldn't be doing that. Like, they should bring in someone to teach students about it, someone who knows about it, not someone who is an English teacher. Like, what do English teachers know about AIDS?
Lead to dropouts.
Teachers that don't understand.
Yes.
Teachers and mostly parents that
don't understand. They can see that you have a problem, but yet they won't help you because they don't get paid for their time. They just get a salary kind of thing, and they won't help you after school and stuff.
It's got to be pretty bad if they don't go to school, but even if their parents are going to be drunk all the time, they're going to go out there and they're not going to go to school. They're going to skip classes every day here now, and they're not going to get much benefit out of it from the school anyway.
Teachers. Yeah, teachers, and they're sick of it. Like, 13 years is a long time to be in a hole.
Yeah. And also they sometimes figure that the school isn't doing them anything, and they know of a job they can get. Why not get out and get a job and get some experience?
Because they hate the teachers, they hate the school, they hate the courses. Well, want to get out.
I think the kids that weren't given a chance when they were young don't know how realistic school is. So they just don't think they need it, so they just drop out.
I plan after high school on leaving this province and pursuing my career elsewhere.
Where do you intend to go and why?
Well, down east, preferably Toronto, maybe even the United States.
Why particularly the big city?
Well, growing up in Saskatchewan, when you've grown up in a farming economy that actually didn't do very well, I just think it would be nice to have a change and there would be more opportunity there.
When I look to the future, the first thing I have to think about is like financially, how sound would it be to stay here? And I think that's what I don't like about the province.
Get the point? Good.
Okay, to the point of education, let's go up north, all the way north to La Ronge. This is Mark. What do you think about funding in education?
I don't think there's enough funding because I went to school in Stanley Mission, La Ronge, and like there was no sports facilities like track, like football field, etc. like that. And in Stanley Mission there was shortage of books and like materials that you really need to get anywhere. Like
and to get anywhere in education is critical. Okay, short of supplies in Stanley Mission. Let me run over here real quick. Marion, you've got an idea of some things education-wise?
Yeah, I think the government needs to look at the education more carefully because teachers are the backbone of our future. They're the ones that are teaching us and providing us with extracurricular activities, getting us involved, and I think that's important.
Okay, teachers, extracurricular like tracks in Stanley Mission, and of course books are important. What do you think some of the problems are in the education?
I think that it's unfair of the teachers to strike on us because of the fact that without an education we're not going to get anywhere. They're really only thinking of themselves because if you want to go into teaching, you should be there because you want to teach and help children get an education, not for the money as much as that. Because, well, last year in Regina when we striked, there was a lot of grade 12s that were they were going to have to repeat the year, and I don't think they're going to want to repeat the year because the teachers want more money.
Okay, interesting notion with teachers. What about coming over here? I understand you two are considering maybe becoming teachers, is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
And any particular idea what you want to teach as teachers?
No. Physical education.
Okay, now you just heard somebody say that they think it's unfair that teachers want to strike. Do you know very much about the teacher situation? You're a teacher tomorrow morning. Are you going to go on strike or are you going to say the kids are more important than your money?
No, I think I have an obligation to the students to help them get their education. I mean, that's what teaching's all about.
Okay, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I wouldn't, yeah.
What would you guys do different than the teachers are doing now? Are you guys going to be the best teachers in the world?
Yeah, I think we'd put it more one-on-one and make it more a friend-to-friend relationship, and I think that's easier.
Okay, and if you're a physical education, maybe you can go up to Stanley Mission and help them with their track program if they ever get a track. Thanks very much. Education, a pretty hot topic. You know, when our teens went around the province collecting different videotapes, oftentimes things went very well. They got just what they wanted. But sometimes, well, things didn't work out just the way they had planned. You'll see what I mean.
You think I should really barge into these people's lives and ask questions on Saskatchewan?
No! Don't ask me this!
I just don't want you to ask me that.
I can't do this! Get that camera out of here.
Okay, and if you were mayor for a week or a month, what would you change?
Is this question on the script?
Well, what's the question again?
What's the question again?
What was the question again?
What's the question again?
I don't understand the question.
Do you guys plan on staying in Saskatchewan?
Well, what is your point again?
What?
When your pets are getting growly with an appetite, your cat is getting jumpy being up all night. For pet supplies, we set the pace. Head down to Carol, your pet place. Take a cruise, we're easy to find. Our locations will save you time. For pet supplies, we'll see you through. Alan to Carol is here for you. When your pets are getting growly with an appetite, your cat is getting jumpy being up all night. For pet supplies, we set the pace. At Alan to Carol, your pet place.
Sunday on CBC Family Hour.
Did you ever have a beau, Miss Cuthbert?
I had one once.
What was his name, Miss Cuthbert?
McTavish. Duncan McTavish.
Tongues are wagging in Avonlea.
He's here.
Who is he?
Duncan McTavish.
It's impossible.
And Sarah tries to play matchmaker.
I've come to talk to you about a most important matter of the heart.
Marilla, there's a gentleman here to see you.
Road to Avonlea, Sunday, brought to you by Petro-Canada.
Fruit Wrinkles presents a new fruit snack, Shark Bites.
What you doing today?
catching some sharks. Huh? Just when you thought it was safe to eat fruit snacks, here comes new Shark Bites. A ferocious feeding frenzy of fruity fun. Hammerhead, mako sharks, tiger sharks, and man-eating great whites. Shark Bites fruit snacks. You've got to eat them before they eat you.
Dangerously delicious. Shark Bites, just one of the fantastic fruity fun snacks from who else? Fruit Rinkers.
Whether your needs are short or long, big or small, the Prime Time Prime Loan from Sherwood Credit Union is right for you. Prime rate personal loans for cars, boats, appliances, renovations, or anything else. And Sherwood Credit Union pre-authorized loans let you apply before you buy. So if you're looking for a prime rate personal loan that fits your needs, ask for a Prime Time Prime Loan at Sherwood Credit Union. Call 780-1666.
The wave happening live here in the CBC Galleria. You know, a lot of people believe that small town Saskatchewan or rural Saskatchewan is the backbone of this province. But if the struggling farm economy is any indication, then perhaps we're experiencing some back pain right now. Certainly things ain't what they used to be, but the rural spirit is not going to go away easily.
A is for the aphids that ate up half my crop. B is for my banker, bless his soul. C is for Columbus, who got us in this mess. D is for the dollars that I owe.
Without the farmers here in Saskatchewan, this province would basically just fold up and die.
It's dead. It's no more. Nobody can afford to make a living on the farm.
Well, the family farm, the only family farm that's going to stick around is the family farm that is owned by a big family and has a lot of land. Because the small farmers just getting killed by every sort of thing, by taxation, by interest rates. You know, there's so many farms in debt. And there's no way to get out because you're relying completely on the environment and stuff like that. And there's no way to control that kind of stuff.
Hey, see that? Like, we'll just take, for example, this. Here in Saskatchewan, that is what our economy is based on. That's agriculture. That's, what's that over there?
It's a feed mill.
Unifeed mill or something, yeah. That is what Saskatchewan is based on. And
that is in the heart of a city. That's what
we're
Saskatchewan towns are made of. Agriculture. That. Based around an elevator, the farms around, and the unity.
Do you live on a farm?
Yep.
Is it your hope to stay on the farm?
No.
Why?
Can't make a living. No money.
What do you intend to do if you're not farming?
Mechanic. Agriculture mechanic.
But I thought there was not going to be no future in agriculture.
Not in this province.
Where would you go?
BC or Alberta.
Let's say a dad dies and he tries to will the farm over to his son. Inheritance tax. For the kid to get that farm, he has to pay inheritance tax. To pay the inheritance tax, most of the time you'll have to sell a quarter or two of land just to pay for the tax. By that time, he's got a farm that's too small to live off of, so he has to sell the whole thing.
What future do you see for this province in the year 2000?
Oh, corporate farms.
What do you mean by corporate farms?
Farms that are run from either the east or west by big companies, and they just have one or two guys the head of them and hire people to do it. There'll be not very many people left in Saskatchewan.
If you live on a farm, is it your hope to stay on the farm?
No.
Why?
I hate farming.
Have you always hated farming, or is it just because?
Since birth.
Is it just because?
Just since birth, though. First 9 months I didn't mind it, but after that it was kind of sucking.
All the young farmers are dying or losing their farms, and it's just an older farming community. So they're losing all the youth out of the province, and that's what's going to kill the province.
Could you make a living farming, even if you liked it, say?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
Can't afford to buy anything. Machinery will wear down, and then you're up shit creek.
So if you want to be a farmer, put your money in the bank. Then go and see a psychiatrist instead.
Small towns I like small towns in a way, and in a way I think they're boring after a while because you run out of things to do.
I prefer the city. There's a lot more to do. There's easier access to a lot of different things. You don't have to drive for half an hour to go to a music lesson or a movie or whatever. And also, since there are more people, it's a lot easier to find your friends.
Saskatoon's bad enough. I get out into the country and get out of the car and it's like, what is that sound? Oh, it's silence. Oh my gosh. You know, it just hits you like a ton of bricks.
I think there's more to do in a city, and there's more to keep you occupied. But at the same time, in a small town, you don't have to lock your door, and you know everyone in your town. Like, if you just look at it from the urban point of view, you're below the city person, you know? You're already put down because you're a redneck or whatever. You live out in the boonies, you're not where it's at. So a rural person, I think, grows up with less of a self-esteem level than an urban youth.
I was thinking of going in the armed forces, but God only knows if I'll go.
What's changing your mind?
Being scared of leaving, losing your friends, and losing everybody you've grown up with in the community.
Like when you're raised on a farm, like you get an understanding of, you know, how it's like to work, you know, and stuff like that. But like in the city, you just don't.
But we're not saying that city people don't know anything. They still know. Well, exactly.
All they know is like how to mow their little lawns and trim their little bushes and things. But seriously, they don't go out to a barn and work.
In the small community, you always know all the people around you, and in the city, sometimes you don't even know the people that live across the street from you.
One problem is privacy. Like if somebody does something out in the town or something, word travels really fast because of the small community. Is that a major problem here? But it's also great because everybody's there for everybody if there's a problem or something.
That down-home, small-town, country attitude, I guess, I don't know. It's a lot friendlier. Like the big cities, nobody will talk to you and stuff like that. You go to a small town, everybody knows everybody, and it's a lot more homey feeling, I guess.
Okay, we've got quite a mixture in here, some small-town people, some city-type people. Let's have some spirit from small-town Saskatchewan. These people up here are from Lampman, and actually Nicole on the end here is the one that says people in the city just trim their little lawns and trim their little hedges. So Nicole, I want to know, do you think people from the city put down people from small towns, and how does that make you feel?
Well, like, they think they're not street educated, you know, like when we come to the big cities, we don't know what we're doing, you know, we're all lost and stuff, and we should only go back to the country and work in our fields. And
how does that make you feel?
Angry, like it makes me feel like I'm like 2 feet tall, you know.
Obviously you're able to come to the city, you're here tonight. Do you like it in the small town?
No.
You don't like it in the small town? Why not?
Because like everyone knows what you're doing, like you know when they sneeze, and like the person next door knows exactly what you're doing. Everything is just gossip and rumors.
Okay, no rumors around here, although I've got a secret I want to tell you just a little bit later on. How about a city guy here? What do you think about small town, big city? How does that work?
If there's people, there's business, and if there's business, there's money, and if there's money, there's jobs. So that's probably one of the main reasons that everybody's moving out of big, smaller cities, moving into big cities. And of course, from that, moving to bigger places like Toronto, and a lot of people moving to the province. And so right there, small town is going downhill. Anyways, Monique's got something to say.
I think people are too worried about making money, so they're moving to big cities, and I don't think that's a good enough reason to move. Little towns are great, and I think people are forgetting that.
Okay, let's not forget, we got some people over here from are you from Saskatoon?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what do you think the difference is between cities and small towns? What's your preference?
Well, small towns, there's a lot of gossip and a lot of rumors go around, and in a big city, it's harder for the rumors to get around and everything else, so...
What would your preference be? Would you rather have a family in a small town? You think it's peaceful? Maybe it's a little more stable?
I'd rather live in a small town. There isn't as much crime going on, not as much booze going on, or drugs, and it's a lot more quieter, and you don't get into as much trouble out in a small town.
But I guess if you do get in trouble, everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
Because boy, the word gets around. Let's try right over here in the corner again. What do you think, cities and small towns? Is our province in a problem now?
Well, the only reason people like from little towns move to big cities is because there's nothing to do in small towns and there's no jobs, and so people move to the big cities, and people then from the little cities complain because there's nothing to do.
Okay, how many people in you guys in Lampman? Is there something to do in Lampman? Yeah, not much to do? Kind of boring? That's maybe one reason why folks are heading into the cities. Okay, when we come back, I'll get to you guys in just a second. When we come back, our next subject is going to get this crowd really going. It's a hot topic, especially nowadays, and that topic is racism. We'll be back right after this.
In times of indecision like these, it's always best to see what the professionals use. Professionals have been using monobrand caulking indoors and out for over 20 years. If it's good enough for professionals, Mono will do the job for you. So when the day comes, and it will, when you need indoor and outdoor caulking, buy Mono, the professional choice.
You picked the wrong person to get even with, pal.
They're out for revenge.
Wonder if he's married.
Danny DeVito, Richard Dreyfuss, and Barbara Hershey. Tin Men, Sunday night on CBC television.
I'm gonna have to stop meeting like this. What part of the phone would you like? Hey?
What? Grab your pet and tune us in. The Vet Line on the phone in tomorrow at 1 on CBC Radio.
Fred and Barney.
The fish aren't biting, Fritz.
Time for my secret bait, Bon.
Ready for some fruity pebbles with cherry, orange, and groovy grape flavors.
Yabba dabba delicious.
Yabba dabba doo.
It looks like a monster, Fritz.
It is a monster.
Wow.
Ooh, I got a monster.
Yikes, it is a monster.
Fruity and Cocoa Pebble cereals. They're yabba dabba delicious.
Here she comes tearing up the street. Tight curves and she moves so sweet. Come on, baby, turn up the heat. It's a look you just can't beat. Looking good to me. Looking good.
Accent Tire with 2 locations to serve you.
Looking good to you.
The topic of racism is something that happens somewhere else, like the inner city ghettos of New York or South Africa, right? Wrong. Racism is happening right here in our own backyard. There's unrest in Quebec between Mohawks and non-natives, white supremacists burning crosses just next door in Alberta, and here in Saskatchewan, a lot of tension between natives and non-natives over land issues, things like that. It's the kind of thing that causes a lot of problems, and let's find out what the teens think on the subject of racism.
Racism is probably one of the most damaging things to our society. Until we can eliminate racism and all the other isms that plague us, society can't really progress.
A lot of racism is brought on by friends and family, and when people are exposed to this sort of thing, it's kind of difficult for them to develop their own thoughts on the matter.
To be honest with you, I don't think it can ever be completely solved.
We just have to teach people that even though someone's different from you, that's no reason why to cut them down. Everyone's the same. Too many people are raised with social prejudices and racisms that no one's going to get along. This world, we're either going to have to learn we're either going to have education, or we're going to have to die.
When I go to school or when I'm around with people, I always hear jokes, which is directed towards the native population or whatever else. But I think it's everywhere. Racism is everywhere.
When somebody says native, the first thing people think about, and even I'm starting to pick it up, and I feel really bad about it, the first thing you think is drunk or distrustworthy. And that really bothers me, because I have, I've read a lot of what the natives were like, about their culture, and I think of them as really wonderful people, but then I hear how they're treated, and how they were treated from the start, and I think that's my biggest problem.
I don't know if you could call it racism, but I know right away, as soon as a crime is committed, we blame it on the Indians. So I don't know if you call that racism or just categorizing the Indians.
A lot of the parents teach them not to go out at night, not to trust these people, not to associate with these people. And that's really mean, because I'm sure that's got to hurt them. And because these people are doing that, that's why a lot of them are so corrupt, is because they say, well, hey, if people set these standards for us, why don't we live by them? It's too hard proving them wrong.
Considering Oka, I think the situation is very, very misunderstood by the population. The people who get the publicity are those who are in favor, but I think a lot of the people in Canada have severe problems with not the Indians themselves. I think they've been mistreated severely, and I think they deserve some sort of compensation. But breaking the law is not the way to get attention, and I hope people have problems with that, because if they don't, what's our society coming to if you don't have problems with people breaking the law?
You don't hate other people because of the color of their hair or the color of their eyes. Why should the color of their skin matter?
Racism is not necessary. Everyone is the same underneath. Their skin pigment might just be a little bit different, but they're all the same down under. We're all humans and we all have feelings.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
The question could be, will the world live as one? We've got some folks here from northern Saskatchewan. A lot of natives in northern Saskatchewan. Racism obviously strikes them very closely. Stephen, how does racism affect you?
Well, it doesn't really affect me like myself, I'm not native, but what really bugs me is that when I do come down south and stuff, and people ask you, oh yeah, you're cool and everything, right? Where are you from and everything? Right away you say from Orange, and right away they say, doesn't that suck? There's so many Indians up there and stuff, and they're always putting them down. Well, a lot of my friends are natives, and that bothers me a lot because they are nice people, and I don't think they should put them down just because of what may have happened or what's written in the history books about how alcohol and everything affects them. That bothers me a lot.
Okay, you mentioned an interesting point about when you come down south. Let's go up to the top row there. I'm interested to know, you folks have come down from up north. Do you feel differently here than when you do at home up north?
Not really, just sometimes when we go to places like basketball game and people start looking at you weird. And I think that that's wrong, because people are people no matter what color you are.
You're right, okay. Let's go across the room now, upstairs here. I'm curious to know, where do you think racism comes from? I mean, little babies aren't racist, so how do people become racist?
I think it comes from the individual's parent, because their parents teaches their kids about their nationality and only theirs, that none really levels up to other people's. So it's from the parents.
Okay, any other, hand the mic over there. Does it come from any other areas besides parents? How do people become racist?
It's just what they're taught by their parents, you know, or sometimes they get into drugs. By past experience, I know by getting into drugs, I think differently about other people and the people around me.
What about, anybody got a notion about television? We see things around the world, we read newspapers, see things on television. What do you think about racism? I mean, where does it come from?
Put down other races and we get a wrong picture of races, and then it grows until the picture is totally distorted and then we put them down because we don't know the true facts.
So you think our opinions are sometimes maybe distorted by the pictures that we see from around the world? Let's keep it in Saskatchewan here. Who's got a notion of what we're going to do about this? How are we going to start to defeat racism here in Saskatchewan? Anybody here with a notion? Anybody got an answer? We got one over here, section D. You want to chat? Okay, I'll sneak in. Yes, you do.
Okay, thanks. I think before we can look at solving the problem, we have to decide what it is that we want. Do we want a giant culture of nations mixed together that help each other, or do we want several distinct societies that can work together harmoniously?
What do you guys want? You want to work together harmoniously? Is that going to be the situation? Okay, we got to do a little work ourselves here. Take a quick break. We'll be back to Listen to Me, Saskatchewan's Youth Speak Out, right after this.
Alphabet City! Hello! Hello! We're the Alphabet City! We've come to have F-U-N, the Wizard of Words!
Who would you like to meet on Alphabet Street?
I spell postman.
His letters are fun.
I spell milkman.
2 heads are better than 1.
Your city's fun. We'd like to stay.
I'll stop the clock. You can stay all day. Alphabets, the letter-shaped cereal that spells F-U-N.
I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Hey, Uncle Phil!
He's fresh on CBC.
I need a new hat.
For what?
Probably her head.
Can a rapping street kid from Philadelphia change Bel Air?
You robo butler.
Or will it change him? Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Monday on CBC.
Band. Right. Who says band's not cool?
St. John's Music for all your back-to-school rentals.
Quality workmanship, genuine pride, integrity. A way of life, some say, is lost in the past. At Accent Tire, we haven't lost sight of what's truly important to you. Accent Tire, facing the future with traditional values.
We saw a quick shot of Rebecca Pear there, one of the many people who have been around the province using those home cameras to record the items we're covering tonight. There's an old expression, go west, young man, and that expression is well, enjoying a bit of a renaissance right now in our province. Thousands of young men and young women are going west and east and south and north, and it seems for many, well, Saskatchewan's not the place to stay. Or is it?
The sky, the sky, the sky. It's this really bright blue.
Bad winters.
Wide open spaces.
The climate, the climate. Flat land, flat land, flat land.
It's very flat. Saskatchewan doesn't get any respect from anybody.
I mean, that's the story of my life. No respect.
Saskatchewan has so much going for it.
I think that's sort of what makes Saskatchewan special, because all the people it's we the people who make us special, and I think we are special.
People came here and they set up their own civilization, basically, out of nothing.
People have an understanding of one another. They're a lot more tolerant of one another, and they almost respect one another a little bit more than you would in the larger urban centers. So I like the people.
I like everything about it. The weather kind of sucks sometimes, but it's a gorgeous province.
I don't like the fact that there are a lot of people leaving.
Personally, I don't see much of a future in Saskatchewan. I've always kind of wanted to get out of the province. I really don't like the cold winters.
You're leaving the province, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
To go to school, because I can't take the course I'd like to take in Saskatchewan. It's not offered. Environmental studies.
I think I'll go to Ontario and go to university to become an optometrist.
I think for me, the reason I want to leave Saskatchewan is more because I've lived here all my life and I'd like to go see other things.
I would rather go somewhere where my opportunities are going to be open for me, and I'll be able to do more for myself and my family.
We have a agricultural-based economy, which was all right in the 19th and early 20th centuries, but now that we're moving in the 21st, it's not. We're going to have to diversify.
Saskatchewan's greatest resource is probably the kids. Everything, like our children, are so important. There should be so much emphasis placed on our children, like more recreation.
In Moose Jaw?
Yeah.
Well, actually it's not that bad until you get older and have a car, because there's not much to do, because everything's turning into senior citizen homes. Yeah. But then again, this Moose Jaw is a retirement city, so, and you know that when you get older you're going to be out of here anyway, so what's the sense of trying to fix it up?
Yeah.
The senior citizens, like, they'll get their own way because they have more pull. They're the elders of the city, and you know, it's only their opinion that seems to count.
Well, I think me and the youth of our society, the biggest thing we can contribute to the society is our vitality and our new ideas and our new vision, because the people who are in charge right now, they're 40 years old.
One of the things that makes Saskatchewan a special place to live is all the different events in the different communities that they have throughout the year.
This is a nice place to be. It's a nice place to grow up, to the lakes, and it's close to everything. I mean,
And I've been, from one side of this country to the other, and I still say Saskatchewan is a place that I want to settle down when I do.
By North Battleford, we have a ski resort called Table Mountain, and it's really quite beautiful in the wintertime when everybody's skiing.
No, I don't plan to stay here. I plan to go to North Dakota next year.
North Dakota?
Yeah, take medicine there, hopefully. Go to university there.
I'm planning on attending the University of Saskatchewan. I'm going to take commerce.
In Quebec and Ontario, they have really good opportunity for going into sports, eh? I think Saskatchewan needs that.
The big multinational corporate opportunities that people may want, they're going to have to leave the province for. I don't think we'll ever be able to change that.
The Newfoundlanders call it going away. And I'd like to do that for a while. But I think in the end, I'm definitely going to come back.
It's my home, and I was born here, and I'm really into standing up for your country and being proud of your heritage.
It's nothing special, but it's nothing special.
I think the best part, as you said, is the people, because they're warm and they know how to work hard. Nothing comes easy to them.
One of the main reasons I like Saskatchewan is because I was born here. Being born here is a big part of it. It's my hometown. And I think if I really worked at it, I mean, I could find something to do.
There's a lot of teens around our town that think, oh yeah, Saskatchewan's a hole, I'm moving to Alberta. But I think it's all what you make it to be. If you make an effort to like what you're doing and like where you're living and think of the good things, not just the bad, it can be a positive place.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
Okay, perhaps you can't touch this. Let's find out from Jennifer. She's from Regina. Jennifer, you plan on staying or leaving Saskatchewan?
I plan on leaving because I'm gonna go all over the world because I really want to see other countries, and after that I'm gonna live in British Columbia.
Why is that?
I don't like Saskatchewan because it's so flat.
You don't like Saskatchewan because it's flat. Okay, fair enough. We got a big hill to climb here. What do you think about Saskatchewan? You gonna stay or leave?
Well, I gotta leave because jobs aren't here.
What kind of job, what kind of thing are you interested in?
There's just nothing with the really big money here.
How much money? You want my job?
I don't know how much you make.
Not enough, but I plan on staying in Saskatchewan because I like it flat. And there's some hills up north. How about you? Are you planning on staying or leaving?
Well, my parents just found out that we might be going down to England next year, and I'm looking forward to it. And then after I get out of high school, if we stay down there, I'm planning on going down to the States to go to college because there's more classes and more opportunities.
Perhaps more opportunities, but would you stay down there?
Well, probably, yeah, because I'd probably want to start a family down there and live down there. But I might come back here, but I don't think I'd want to stay.
Okay, you're not sure right now. Anybody else got a notion of Saskatchewan? Who's staying? Who's leaving? Here's a young lady right here, section D. Are you staying or leaving?
Well, I was going to leave, but I guess I can't. But I'd just like to say that the University of Saskatchewan does offer a lot. But being that it doesn't offer such things as photography and environmental studies and recording studios, that we have to go out of the province to take these things. So, it's not up to us.
Okay, so it may be that a lot of people are going out of the province short term because of some opportunities. Whether or not they come back, we're not so sure about. We'll probably find out who all's coming and going in a minute. But first, we want to just give you a little glimpse of some of the things that didn't quite fit in the show anywhere else. And this is our camera people's final thoughts on tonight's show.
I like the heat and the cold of the winter.
I also don't like the weather at times.
It's too hot in the summer and it's too cold in the winter.
The weather's kind of nasty in the winter, but
too cold.
Changing the weather, something's happening here.
Oh, I kind of like it here, except for the wind.
I think it's a great place to live. A little too windy, though.
I knew I can't believe my eyes. Wind is raging, there's a fire in the sky.
It's hot out.
It's hot out.
The heat.
Grasshoppers.
I like grasshoppers.
The grasshoppers. Lots of them.
I don't know. It's really flat here and it's getting real boring.
There's nothing to see. It's so flat. It's boring here.
No, Saskatchewan is a good province, but a lot of people can't spell it.
A lot of spirit here in our audience tonight. We saw in that piece some tough people, some tough weather conditions, and of course Saskatchewan is a tough word to spell. Okay, you guys have seen 2 hours of primetime television. A lot of teens had the chance to speak out. Thank you very much. You guys got to speak out. I want to hear something from you now. People are leaving Saskatchewan, others are staying. Let's take a vote. How many people plan on staying in Saskatchewan? Let's hear you. Okay, how many people plan on leaving this province? Okay, sounds pretty close. I'd say perhaps 60 or 40, 60-40 split. Sounds like quite a few of them are leaving. Don't you leave, though. We'll be back to finish up the show right after this.
The only way we
could improve BF Goodrich TA tires was to add a piece of plastic. Introducing the High Performance Card. With National Road Hazard Protection and more, it comes in handy down the road. Available at participating BF Goodrich tire dealers.
CBC Sports. Oh, you want a jock's opinion? Ooh. Yeah, Williams, Whitman, Armitage. They know their stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, especially the women's skating.
You don't have to be a jock. There's drama, people, stories. I like that.
Whether your needs are short or long, big or small, the Prime Time Prime Loan from Sherwood Credit Union is right for you. Prime rate personal loans for cars, boats, appliances, renovations, or anything else. And Sherwood Credit Union pre-authorized loans let you apply before you buy. So if you're looking for a prime rate personal loan that fits your needs, ask for a Prime Time Prime Loan at Sherwood Credit Union. Call 780-1666.
Advantage Chrysler. With 9.9% factory financing on 1990 Colt 100 and 200 and Plymouth Sundance and Dodge Shadow, Ford and GM just don't compete. Hurry, this offer ends September 30th, 1990. Nobody competes like your local Chrysler dealer. Nobody. Advantage Chrysler. With 10.9% factory financing or $1,000 cash to you on 1990 Dodge Spirit and Plymouth Acclaim, Ford and GM just don't compete. Hurry, this offer ends September 30th, 1990. Nobody competes like your local Chrysler dealer. Nobody.
Over the summer, a group of teenagers were given video cameras, and they were asked to ask other teenagers some questions and opinions about things of interest to teens. Tonight, we've seen and heard from these people in their videotape experiences, and we've also heard from them live here in the studio. They've discussed those same topics, and the discussion has been very interesting. These teens have accepted a challenge. They've said, "Listen to me," and Saskatchewan's youth has spoken out. On behalf of all the teens and the CBC crew behind the scenes, I'm Bill Wright, thanking you for watching. Good night. Hotel accommodations for Listen to Me, courtesy the Regina Inn. Television monitors, courtesy the Radio Center. VHS cameras, courtesy RCA Canada. Listen to Me was made possible through the support of the Government of Saskatchewan Family Foundation. Okay, stay tuned everyone out there in Saskatchewan for the next 1 hour. It's a tribute to the 1990 European tour, the Pride of the Lions Band. The program is called Up, Up and Away. Everyone here at the Broadcast Centre, thanks you for being with us tonight. Stay tuned now. Up, Up and Away, the Pride of the Lions.